All right, our next wonderful recipe today is a foolproof vinaigrette. So, supermarket dressings or vinaigrettes are known for not holding together. They break. So you keep them in a bottle in the refrigerator and you find, oh, I've got to shake this because the dressing has broken. And that's because it didn't emulsify well. Dear me. Let me just switch. There you go. Okay, now you can see me. And so what we worked on developing was a foolproof vinaigrette that would not fall apart. And the idea is to have an emulsion. So an egg yolk, for instance, gives you a nice emulsion. We're using another secret ingredient here that will give us a nice emulsion and also a little bit of flavor. It will not change the look of the vinaigrette at all. I'll tell you what that is in just a little bit. But the first thing we're going to do is mince a shallot, and we're going to put some of that in our vinaigrette. So what I have is a nice shallot, and I'm cutting it down the middle and not taking the root off, if you notice. And the reason for that is that onions and shallots, the whole onion family, can be hard to cut because they fall apart when you're cutting them. And so this way, you take the skin off, you cut the shallot, and then you keep the root end intact and you leave the skin attached to the root end. And that gives you a little bit of a handle to work with when you want to mince it, so that you don't have bits of onion flying about here and there. And also what happens is that if you cut an onion or a shallot and then have to go over it again, redo bits that you've done because you didn't get a fine mince the first time, you liquefy the onion and it tends to hurt your eyes. So holding on to the root at this point helps you not have to go over it again and again. So you can see how the root end is attached, and I hold it here, and then what I do is initially put my hand over the top and then do several horizontal cuts across. Then by holding by the root end, I cut vertically down, so I cross hatch basically, and then I hold on to the root and I cut at 45-degree angle on my knife this way, away from using the back end of my knife to get a really, really fine mince. And my onion, my shallot does not fall apart. So shallots come from the same family, obviously, as onions. They're just a little less smelly and intensely flavored, and so I like to use them in a vinaigrette or sometimes in a pasta sauce and so on, where I don't want that intense onion flavor, and especially in dishes where the aromatic is going to stay raw. So it's really nice to use when you're not going to cook it because it doesn't taste like onion. Oof, that's intense and harsh. All right, so I have mine cut here, and I'm just going to get rid of this and come back and we'll make some vinaigrette.